I feel like this says a lot. It's like worse than a fedora.
Oh, 100%.
Did you have fedora era?
I did have a fedora
I don't know why.
era.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but I see that for you.
Like a fedora.
Hey campers, welcome back to another scary, stupid episode of Gay and Afraid with me, your host, Eric Sedeño, or better known as Rico Taquito. As you may know, this is a podcast where we're putting the camp back in camping, and today we'll be talking about being gay and breakups. I have the perfect guest to talk about this today because he is literally the CEO of Dumping Them. Please welcome the handsome, the lovely, the cute, the dumb, Luke Franchina! Woo! How are you doing today?
I am just peachy. Thank you for asking.
You look gorgeous.
Coming from another gorgeous person, that means a lot.
Our topic for today is dumping or getting dumped or breaking up, you know? And since you're the CEO of Dumping His Ass,
Yes.
how do you feel about breakups?
Oh, honestly, I think there's a spectrum of them, and it goes between like the gay and the straight world.
Yeah.
It's like really different, I've noticed.
Like breakups?
Yeah. Like for gays, I feel like when you break up with somebody, you're either friends with them afterwards or you like pretend they don't
Mortal
exist.
enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
kind of feel
exactly
that.
like mortal enemies.
Yeah. I feel like I always end up in the mortal enemies like a segment. Like I don't know why I always end up but I do feel like I don't know. I've said this before. I don't know how heterosexual relationships work. Like I don't like I see them, I observe them. I don't know what they talk about. I don't know how a breakup goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right. Do they talk about feelings? Now that I'm thinking about this, like my friends that always talk about their terrible men, like in
Yeah.
their life, they're like, he just doesn't listen. And I'm like, does any man really listen?
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know how they work. Like I think like for me breakups are always just like so dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
But it's because I just need to be like the center of attention. like, oh my god, it's like my life is over.
Like my life is over. It's so I need to call
like-
everybody.
My last breakup though is like the reason I started TikToking, because he was like my COVID boyfriend.
Okay.
And so like he broke up with me, but also he was supposed to help me move the next week, and I think he was like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm breaking up with you.
I'm sorry to
like,
make a laugh.
No, I remember I was in the park and I was like, he was breaking up with me on the park bench. And I was like, do I ask if I can still borrow his car? Like, I need to borrow his
You're like,
car.
oh my god, I'm so
sad.
upset right now. But can I
still
have your keys till next weekend? Like, is that off? It's like I'm so defeated.
I was like, I just need to borrow the Corolla for a few hours. And like,
Corolla.
please. Like,
I was thinking like a truck or something.
no, I was going to shove everything I owned in a Corolla. We wound up like, I borrowed my roommates. I was like moving away from roommates and they let me borrow like their car for the morning.
Okay.
But I just had one short, like small load of stuff. Like I did like a pre-move because it was a big mess. Anyways, I literally think one of the reasons he broke up with me when he did was because he didn't want to help me move. But that one was like, I was so dramatic about that breakup. And now that I think about it, I was like, we didn't even get along. Like,
Like, we didn't even like each other.
like we didn't really like. And I was like in my room crying. I was like, I can't
do this anymore.
And then he started DMing me. I was like, ew, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like,
Let's literally, I get the ick.
Yeah.
That's how I work. I'm like, ick. Once I get the ick, it's irreversible.
yeah, I like my icks are so not like black and white.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I feel like once I decide you're like not in my life anymore, it's like, oh, Jeff, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I think like I was really lucky though that I got to move after the breakup, because it was like, oh, I had a week of crying and then I had to go and be in a new space and like start over, like in a way. Otherwise I had like all these things in my room that we had like spent so much time in there. It would have like kept reminding me. So it was really nice. I got like a fresh start after a breakup. I think breakups are like oftentimes like an opportunity to like refine yourself.
Yeah, it's like a rebirth type situation.
Yeah,
You know?
I think
I'm
it's
like,
good.
It is, because I feel like sometimes in the relationships we get so caught up in the other person that we lose focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
And then everything becomes so intertwined. And that's like one of the biggest things I always like tell people is like, have your own life outside of your partner.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you.
I feel like when people get so involved and they're just like inseparable, that's like unhealthy. Like I'm like, you can show up without your boyfriend for like 5 minutes. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like I have a boyfriend right now. His name's Ruben. I love him.
Oh,
And
so exciting.
yeah, and he we have like such a healthy relationship. Like we're like I go do things, he goes does like and we don't have to be together all the time.
Yeah.
But when we are together, we have so much fun. So like I can see why you would want to be with your partner all the time, but it's so nice to just have like alone time with your friends or go to things by yourself or I don't know.
And that also, like, with that, if you have all the same friends and do all the same things together, if you ever do break up,
That sounds awful.
it's terrible because like it's like going through a breakup with all of your friends and everything too. It's like it's like a parent situation. It's like who gets this friend, who gets that friend, like and people pick sides. I don't want that. I'm like, I want my friends to be on my side all the time.
I know. I would like if my friend chose some like my boyfriend, I'd be so sad.
I know. I'd be more sad about that than the breakup.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I feel friendship breakups are really hard.
Oh my god.
Have you had to like break up with a friend?
Yeah. And it's just like you have so many good memories together. It's like it's a relationship.
It is.
So it's just like it's just not always.
It's like hard to let it go sometimes, but like sometimes it's so necessary to just like move on with your life.
Yeah, because people like they'll give you vibes, and sometimes they're in your life. They always say that like cliche saying like, "There's always a reason in a season or whatever it is."
Or reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah. And it's like,
yeah.
And I think a lot of friends come in for like a reason, and then they fulfill that, and you also help them through things, and then it's kind of like some of mine I have the mutual understanding. It's like, okay, we still friendly, but like it's not as close anymore.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I've like ghosted friends. I'm like, okay, it's done.
Oh yeah.
But they knew. Like I think like something happened, and then I was like, okay, I'm taking my time, and then my time never stopped.
I know. I just need a few days, and then it's like 3 years go by.
I'm like, what happened to them?
Like, oh my god, I forgot I blocked them.
Yeah. I remember I did this with this one girl from my college that I was like, I was looking forward to college ending so I could like stop being her friend.
Oh my god, you're like looking forward to graduation.
I was like, oh my god, because I knew I was moving to New York and she wasn't. Like I was like, and then I finally she was like, I'm in New York, and I hadn't talked to her in like a month and a half or two, like since graduation, and I was like, I can't do it. So I unfollowed her on everything, like right after she texted me, and she's like, how could you do? She texted me like, she's like, this is not, you are not ending our friendship like this, and I never responded.
Okay, you're not ending our friendship. Okay, that's
I was
scary.
scared. I was scared.
I'm so scared for you.
I was gay.
Oh my god, I'm afraid. Literally, I'm afraid for you because that like,
no, yeah.
when people won't let the friendship go.
Yeah,
that's like
hard.
That's hard because you're like, oh no.
And like I don't know. I think I'm getting better at communicating like what I need from people. But back then I was just like, I have no way to tell you what I'm feeling, so I'm just gonna like move on without explaining it.
That's literally me and my like okay. But when I would break up with people, it was like I ghosted them. Like I wouldn't tell them anything. I would just block them.
I know. That's how I was like I mean kind of my first breakup, like I've been broken up with like really I think like 3 times. Like
3 times.
Yeah, like 3 times where they were like, I can't do this with you anymore. Like this is too much for me. Or like, like they told me the reason. They're like, it's not working out. And like when I broke up with this one guy, I like avoided him for like 3 weeks. And then he was like, hello. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I texted him. But we weren't like boyfriends. We were like seeing each other.
I get what you're saying.
And also I had moved from Harlem to Crown Heights, like Brooklyn to Harlem. That's like an hour, 20-minute train ride, the commute.
Yeah.
That's a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
I get that.
I was like, I might as well fly to Florida. Like
okay, that's a lot. Well, I might as well just fly to Florida instead of getting on a train for an hour.
It was just like, I don't know, it was too much, and like I wasn't ready, and I don't know.
I know.
But he like forced me to be like, hey, he kept following up, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. It's a lot for me.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
I don't know.
Wrap it up.
Are you the break-upper, or do you get broken up with?
I And okay.
You break up?
Yes, I can't recall a time where somebody's like broken up with me, to be honest. Like friendships, yes, but like I also haven't had like a ton of like legitimate
relationships.
Like you know, I've had like okay, the kind of relationships like I was seeing this one guy.
It always starts the story always starts the same. I was seeing this one guy, and then he was the worst person you ever met in your life.
He was actually the sweetest.
Oh, really?
He was a lot older than me. And okay, I'm just gonna go into the story really quick.
Yeah.
He was a lot older than me. He was great. He had money. He had, I don't know how to say this.
Great physical attributes.
Thank you.
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
I love how our eyes locked, and you knew exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like a great relationship altogether. And then one day I'm at his house, and I was walking down. He had like a bunch of Christmas trees in there, and
was it Christmas?
well, yeah, it was Christmas time.
Oh.
But he had yeah, okay. I know. No, it was in the middle of July.
Well, that's what I was like. We had a bunch of Christmas trees.
I know. It was like, and I was like looking at them, and then I saw one on his fireplace mantle. And there was a picture of like his family, and I knew one of his children.
Oh no!
Yeah, and so he was like had just had a conversation with me, and he's like, I really think I like where this has been going because I was going over his house like 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh,
and
it was like steady then.
Yeah,
it was
like
a regular.
Yeah, it was like a regular occurrence of.
So it was like
hanging out.
turning. It was like situationship turning relationship.
And so then I was like, and I saw that and I was like, And so, like, I asked who it was. He's like, oh, those are my kids. And I was like, oh, nice. And so, like, I finished my old-fashioned he made me, and I set it up there. And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, I will talk to you later. And we just had a conversation about him. Like, he's like, move your clothes in here. You can stay here a few nights a week. Oh, my God. And I was like, okay. Yeah, totally. And this was like, you know, after I just saw that picture. And so I was like, okay, I'll see you later. And I was walking out of his house, and I blocked him on everything, and I never talked to him again.
Luke.
I know.
No.
I know. That was like the saddest. I felt so bad after that because I was like, why did I do that? Because I think I fumbled the bag.
You could have like, I feel like that's.
He had a yacht. I know.
We could be on a yacht right now.
Literally.
Like, we could have done this podcast on a yacht.
On a yacht.
This is so sad.
I know. Like, it was amazing. I know. I fumbled the bag. And I was like 22 at the time.
Oh, okay. So, like, when you're young, you don't know how to communicate.
No.
And when something freaks you out, it freaks you out. And then you're like, I'm over it. I'm moving on. I don't have to deal with this.
And I wasn't out.
Oh, see, that makes... Oh, so when did you come out? Like, can I ask?
Yeah. When I was 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I came out fully, I think, like, 21.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I came out to all my friends when I was like 18, 19.
Oh, okay.
But like, you know, so I was not like a late bloomer, but college, like, and I feel like it's like, I don't know, like my friend Bowman, he came out when he was in 8th grade. And I'm like, I can't even imagine being out. Yeah, he had boyfriends in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, I would have been so developed. Like,
I know, like, can you imagine?
Like being young and like not out and gay is so hard.
It is.
I feel like it involves a lot of situationships. Like
that's where all my like relationship knowledge initially came from.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and I would ghost them a lot. Like I wouldn't have conversations because I couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
And so I figured that communication is like a huge part of a relationship.
Okay. Speaking of ghosting, this is one of my when I would go out in college and I was like gay and afraid, I would literally go on Grindr and I'd be like, hey, what's up? To like 8 guys like at one time, and then I'd be like drunk and I'd get home and I'd be like talking to them and then be like, okay, time for bed. And I would literally, and every time I tell a gay person that, like, I hate you so much for doing that. Like, yeah, like it's gay. Honestly, we should be doing the boo. But no, every time I tell a gay person, like, you're the worst type of person on Grindr. And I was like, I was just like, you know,
I know, you're just feeling yourself and like, I know.
I was like, and then I just like remember I'd be like, I feel pretty, I'm going to bed. Like,
yeah. Or like, I know I'm pretty now. Like, I got this confirmation tonight and I can go to sleep in peace.
Oh my God. When I had dating apps, I would be on my dating app and I'd look at all the messages and I'd go to my profile and be like, this is such a good profile.
Like, I'm so hot.
Like, I would swipe right on this person. Like, oh my God. Like, I was like, no one does it like this. Like, like Hinge. I used to love Hinge because I would put the dumbest shit, like, on the in the answers, and now you can do voice memos. I
know,
never
I'm
got
kind
to
of
do.
like I never got to go on Hinge.
Yeah, I never got to go on Hinge. Well, I don't get to go on Hinge anymore, and like not that I need to.
No, no.
But I just want to look at my own profile. I think that's all I want to do.
I
like,
know. I
but-
know mine would be the best.
Yeah, yours would be really funny. I feel like you'd have some good answers and some good
I
pictures.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely good pictures.
Yeah. I feel like it's so fun to like you're kind of like creating a character, like a storyline for yourself, like in the dating app.
It is.
I met my first boyfriend on Tinder.
Oh.
And my second boyfriend on Hinge, and then my current boyfriend in real life.
Oh.
Which I think is really crazy. I feel when I say we met in real life, everyone's like, how?
Yeah.
They're like, how did you meet in real life? Like,
Yep.
Which is really funny.
That's exactly how, because my man is the same way. Like, everyone is like, wait, you have a man? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, how'd you meet? And I'm like, on the sidewalk.
Really? You met him on the sidewalk?
Yo, he was playing Jenga at a bar, and he was on the sidewalk.
Aw.
And like, yeah. So that's how we met. He scared me because the Jenga thing fell over, and I dropped my drink, and it shattered everywhere. And it was my
Oh.
first time at a gay bar. I wasn't out yet.
Oh my God. So back in the, like
Yeah.
when you were 22?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had just turned 23.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this. I was out eating tacos with my friend, and I was like, I'm gonna go to this gay bar because I
Yeah.
always wanted to go, but my sisters know everybody in my city.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know somebody's gonna see me there and be like, why is your brother at a gay bar?
Yeah.
I mean, is it a secret that I'm gay? Like, because I've
Oh my
always
God,
acted like this.
I like always think about that, or I always think about when I see pictures and videos of myself as a young gay child. I'm like, that little slur, that like that's a little slur, that little slur right there. Like, hello, I was like, I remember my grandma. My grandma caught me being gay. She was the first person who caught me being gay because I had a cape from my Batman costume for Halloween, and I put it on as a skirt, and I was spinning outside in the backyard, and my grandma goes, "Mijo!" Like I was like, and I was like, I ran inside like a princess, like holding my cape like a skirt, like it was billowing in the wind as I ran up the stairs. Like
God.
I was like, what?
You're like a new Disney princess.
Yeah, a gay Disney princess.
Yeah.
We is there like
There isn't.
There's a lot of gay, like gayish Disney characters now. They like allude to them being gay.
Yeah, but they never like are like gay.
Yeah, but people would go crazy. Like
I
I
know.
I feel like I don't know. Disney's getting really good at doing representation well. So I'm sure they're like
Yeah.
figuring out the best way.
Yeah,
and
they're
like
definitely smarter than me with that because I could never come up with like all the
I
storylines that they
know.
do. But
I love Disney. I think like the princesses were such a like Mulan was my favorite princess.
Yeah.
She's like cool,
I know, I
and
do
she
love Mulan.
she dressed up as a man, and like I don't know, it's just like she was protecting her family. Like I think Mulan's like the best princess.
yeah,
I don't know how we got here.
I know. Oh yeah, how did we get here? Oh yeah, younger self
Younger self, yeah.
being like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm
Were
gay.
you like really flamboyant as a
I
young-
always am like, I don't think I was, but my best friend, like all my friends that I had met, like younger, they're like, my best friends, like we knew, everybody knew.
Yeah.
They're like, Luke, like you basically were floating across my room. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me.
Yeah. Did you ever watch iCarly?
I did, yeah.
Okay, I feel like I was Neville. Like I like
Do you know how many times people ask me if I'm from iCarly?
Are you serious?
I swear.
They think you're Neville?
Yeah, they're like, "Are you from iCarly?" They comment all the time, and I'm like, I don't know if you're trolling me or not, but like, you'll rue the day.
Oh my gosh, that's really crazy. I didn't like that. I feel like he was so gay. So gay.
Like,
And
gay.
like and I feel like I had kids in my school kind of like that, but he was like the gayest.
That was like me, honestly.
Oh really?
I was very like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I wouldn't run in PE. I wouldn't get sweaty.
Oh my God, you were really like you're
Yeah.
like I always think I was always myself, but I really tried to shield myself from people seeing.
Yeah.
So now I'm just compensating for lost time.
So you have to be like extra gay.
I know. I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They like come out and then they like move to New York. Well, like, at least that's what I've seen. Move to New York and they're so fucking gay. And I'm like, yeah, we're all making up for lost time, babe. Like I can tell.
Yeah.
But it's good. Like I love seeing gay expression.
Yeah, me too.
It's like there's some gay like things that confuse me, but I like to see them.
There's some gay things that confuse me equally with straight things.
Yeah.
With me.
Straight culture. Have you been to a straight bar recently?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why do they only play music from 2012
Yeah.
at the bars? I'm like so confused.
I think that's the last time their parents told them they loved them. That's
Oh my God, don't go there. No, like I went to a straight bar and like I just didn't know what the vibes were because like people were like half dancing.
Oh, they won't commit
They
to
won't
dancing.
commit to. They won't commit to the
No,
dancing.
like the guys will be like, and then they'll grab like the girl they're with or something, and they'll be like, and the girl will be like, dance more. Then they like stop and they're like getting on their phone. It's like if they show too much hip action, they're like, oh no.
Yeah. When I'm at the gay bar, I'm like, boo. This is terrible.
When you're at the gay bar?
Oh, I'm at the straight bar. I said the wrong thing. When
I was
I'm at
literally,
the,
I
when
think
I'm
I
at
just
the,
got goosebumps.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
like, no.
No, the gay bars are so
I
fun.
know.
When the gay bars were coming back after the pandemic, it was crazy.
Really?
Like,
New York?
Yeah, like the lines were down the street and like there was this place called the Rosemont I live near, and oh my god, the line was always crazy. I stopped going there because the line was so long.
Really?
And also it smells in there. I'm like, girl's not that special. Like I like
Girl's
no,
not
it's actually so fun. It's actually so fun. But like I was like, why is the line so long? Like I get in there and it stinks. Like
What kind of stinks? Like
it's-
trash or like pits?
maybe like both. Like I don't know.
Oh.
But like that's the last few times I went in there. But I've had so much fun at that bar. I'm like talking bad about it. But I actually really like it. But like, are there a lot of gay bars in Tampa?
No. Yeah, kind of. St. Pete is more of a gay scene, which is like, so I'm in Tampa Bay area. I technically live in St. Pete.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's not too many like gay bars. We have Ybor City, which is like kind of terrifying but fun, and that's where the gay bars are in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
And then St. Pete has like a bunch of like gay bars in downtown. There's one I go to called Cocktail.
Oh, that's such a good name.
I know, and it literally on the windows it's just like cock, and then it says tail.
Tail. Oh, that's
Underneath.
that's so good. There's like this place in New York called The Cock, and it's just
Love
a
it.
rooster is their like their
That's, oh yeah, so they have a rooster too.
yeah. And it's really scary in there.
It is?
There's a cover, and it was the first time I ever paid a cover to go into like a gay bar.
Yeah.
And it's like a leather bar, and like people go there to hook up. And
Oh.
I was there. I think I was in like a long sleeve turtleneck, and I was downstairs. I was like, where am I?
Where am I?
And I was like,
scared. I'm just a lady.
and I was with my friend, and he was like, "Who do you like?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can't see anyone's face." Like, I
can't see
I can't see. I was like, it was okay. So I did want to ask, like, what's your like worst breakup story? Do you have one?
I honestly think it was like
It was the one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel because I still feel guilty about that.
Yeah.
You know.
hmm My worst breakup story is like this guy who didn't like me, and I was obsessed with him, and and I'll never forget. Like after, like I'm the one who was like yeah, have fun, and like I was like have fun, and like period, like, and then he hearted my message and didn't text me back, and I was like. I was like, no. And then I was like, I knew it was over. And it was right when Norman Rockwell by Lana Del Rey, like the album, Lana's
Oh my
album came out.
God.
And I was on the train to work sobbing in public on the train to work, like listening to Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it? Oh my gosh. Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me, but I have it. Why does she name her songs like that?
I don't know, but they're like, it's like a book. I'm like, oh my God, I read it and I'm like, wow, I'm exhausted. And I'm like, I don't even listen to the whole song because I'm like, I just can't because I just read all that words. And I'm
Yeah,
just tired.
it's like so hard to remember. There's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard.
Yeah, like,
Me trying to look it up on Spotify. Like,
I know.
There is a tunnel.
there is a tunnel. I literally get like carpal tunnel from that. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, my thumbs hurt now.
I'm such a Lana girl though. Like
course.
Yeah. My boyfriend thinks that Ultraviolence is her best album.
Okay.
And I kind of like, I don't know. For me, Norman fucking Rockwell is the one that hit the hardest for me. Like
Yeah.
I related to it most in the moment. So
I agree. So would you say like that's your number one?
like for me, that's my number one. Like I connected with the music the most. But in terms of like her best songs, like I don't like actually know which ones, you know, would be her best. Her one Country Club album, I don't think I like really liked.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like dislike it, but I didn't feel like I listened to it that many times.
Mm-hmm.
But she makes great music.
She does.
Yeah. Great breakup music too.
Yeah. Like something if you want to cry really good, like just listen to Lana.
Cinnamon. Like I don't know. I like love. I'm trying to think of other good breakup music. Like
When I think of like breakup music, like I cry all the time. Like I'm
a
breaking
crier.
up all the time. Yeah, you are.
I'm a crier.
I love crying.
Can I tell you about my most recent
Oh
crying?
yes, please do.
I was like, I think I was coming out of I let my seasonal depression like build up.
I get it.
And then like and then I was like having a week where I was like, okay, week of crying, like it's
Yeah.
just it's happening, and but it's good to get it out. I think it's
yeah.
really good to get it out.
I agree.
But I was watching, Pen 15, that show. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, I have heard of that.
They are like 30-year-olds dressed up as like middle schoolers,
Yeah.
like reliving their like their childhood experience,
Yeah.
which is so fun. Like truly like the funniest show. And there's an episode where the grandma is this a spoiler? I don't know. It's like one episode
spoiler.
where the grandma is like comes to visit, and in the episode she dies. And like it's not even that like it's not like that serious like of a show, and like it's not even that serious of a moment. I sobbed. I think they just introduced the character. I knew the character for 15 minutes and I was sobbing. I was like I couldn't stop. It like set me off.
Yeah.
And my grandparents are still alive.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Wow.
It just like it just hit something and I just sobbed. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to tell you.
I feel like death. I feel like death. Like that happens to me. Oh, the last time I cried, I could tell you about that immediately because it was this past week. I usually, honestly, I cry at least 3 times a week. But
is that like standard for you?
Yeah,
like actually?
I love crying.
Oh, okay.
I did because like, sometimes I'm like, I need to cry because my head is cloudy.
Yeah.
I feel like after you cry, you have such a good sense of like
clarity,
peace and clarity. It's like, ugh. Okay.
And it's like for me, it's all this pent up emotion that finally like I have no way to get it out, and then it just releases.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's not always sad. for
no,
me, right?
I like my favorite type of crying is like obviously like laugh crying.
Yeah.
And like I laugh so much, it's hard for me to like cry from laughing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like sometimes I'll just make myself laugh cry. Oh wait, but sorry, your story. I
forgot about. I have the attention span of a rock. I
The country?
was no, the actor. I'm actually talking about like a rock.
Yeah,
Like,
no. That's terrible.
I know.
I just saw my chance. I had to take the joke.
Oh.
Okay.
I was driving down the road and I was singing from Annie the musical tomorrow the sun will come out tomorrow. Yeah, I was screaming in my truck because I drive a truck because I'm super manly and straight.
That actually is so manly and straight.
I know, thanks.
Okay, mask.
I know,
Yeah.
mask for mask. Okay, mask for yeah, and I put a lot of wood in the back. Anyways, wink. But no, I was driving down the road and I'm like, the sun will come out tomorrow, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, bet your bottom dollar, and then, boom! I'm like, and feathers go everywhere, and a bird hit my windshield.
No.
Yes.
Oh my
A bird
god.
hit my windshield, and it goes boosh, and I'm like,
Did it like explode?
it did. It exploded. I'm not kidding you. Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
cry. I might cry.
No,
no.
that's-
Okay, I'm not gonna cry. You know when you see in cartoons like the feathers go everywhere?
Sorry, that's so.
I know. I did not realize that's real. So the feathers went. Yeah, it was like boosh, and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and I pulled over to the side of the road, and all the cars behind me like slammed on the brakes because there was a lot of feathers.
Oh, really?
And I just started crying. I was like, crying on the side of the road, and I'm like, is it dead? It must be dead. And then like the cars were like standing behind me because I was there for like 3 minutes, like on the side of the road just crying, and then like cars started honking, and I was like screaming out the window at them. I was like, I just killed a bird.
Yeah.
I don't know if it died. I didn't go back to look, but there was a lot of like bird residue on my windshield.
No!
Which made it even worse.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
I know. So I convinced myself that the bird is alive and it's back with its little bird family, and that it's having nice little dinners. It's like regurgitating in their little baby birds' mouths and stuff like that. That's what they do, right?
That's how they feed. But I just remember when my mom had a bird in her Hyundai, and I'll never forget. She was like, in Texas, it's either really hot or really cold, or like there's like when it's really nice, you really have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So she was driving with like the sunroof open, all the windows down, and she hit a bird, and the feathers went into her car, like all into her car.
No, like in the.
And I remember I got in the back seat and there was feathers. And she's like, I hit a bird. Eric, I hit a bird. It wasn't like a ton of feathers, but they
Yeah.
actually made it into the car.
car.
And I'll never forget, she was like sad for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I think it hit her grill, so she didn't see it like hit the windshield.
Yeah.
But that's really crazy.
I know. So that was like that made me cry, and I was crying there, and
That's really crazy.
I know.
Like, what?
I'm traumatized.
Did you feel like release? Like after you cried?
I
You
did.
felt
I felt better, but so I went on with my day, and I was like, and then that's when I convinced myself the whole day that the bird is alive and literally back with its family. It's happy.
I feel
it's
like
thriving.
Do you think that's like delusion, or do you think that's like?
I'm gay.
Oh, you're gay. Okay.
Same thing.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gay is a good excuse for anything.
It is.
I'm like, why are you 2 hours late? I was like, I'm gay.
I'm gay. And they're like, oh.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it adds up.
It does. Like, people are like, they don't even ask questions after you say that.
Like if you do something horrible and they're like, why would you do that? And you're like, I'm gay.
I'm gay. And they're like, oh.
I see that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I know. They're like, it makes sense now. I get that.
Yeah. Do you like, okay, what do you think is a reasonable like amount of time to like grieve after a breakup? Like, do you think it's like, I know there's like the rule, it's like half the time of the relationship is like the grieving period,
Half the time.
or like a third?
What if like you're in a relationship for 10 years? Are you supposed to grieve for 5 years?
Well, I don't know. I don't think
Maybe.
so. But like also there's grief, like there's different types because
I think it comes in waves, to be
Yeah.
honest. Because I feel like our memories work in a weird way where you'll see like a sign on the side of the road that you saw whenever you had a really good memory with
Yeah.
a person. And then you look at that and then you're like, wow, I'm kind of sad right now because we had really good times together.
yeah,
And now we won't make those again. Thank you. I
Aw.
know.
that's really sweet.
I'm super sweet.
That's actually like very true though.
Right?
And my first boyfriend, not like, and we were like, I think we were kind of the same exact person, which is why it didn't like pan out. But we had a really good like relationship, like a rapport with each other. And there's like moments where I've seen myself being like, oh, like I'll think about him even though it's like so far gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think that's really interesting that I'm like, I really do wish him the best. Like I have nothing
Yeah.
bad to say. But it's like, it's why does he pop into my head?
Yeah.
But it's not even like in a I miss him
No.
way. It's
not
just
like, I miss him and I want that back or any type of way.
Yeah.
It's like you just had good times together and it's good to recognize that, I think.
yeah, like I mean, all we are is just like culminations of all our lived experiences. So it's just like an experience you had.
Yeah.
And also like I feel like your first boyfriend you just never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I just feel like it's not like you compare it or like it's just like your first boyfriend.
Yeah.
My first guy I ever like was in a situation with asked me to be exclusive and then hooked up with another guy.
Oh, gays. Thank you.
I'm like, are you like, did you have a lot of situationships like, or were you more like I'm a chronic dater.
Oh, you are? See, I'm not a chronic dater. I'm a chronic, like, make them fall in love with me and then
That's
ghost
what I
them.
do.
Yeah.
It's hard for them not to.
It's
though.
really, I know.
Like-
I'm like, hi, here, I'm the package. I'm everything you've ever dreamed of. And then they're like, oh, I want you. And I'm like, get away from me. You're sick.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Like I love when people fall in love with me. I'm like,
I know, me
you're
too.
obsessed.
But then
Like,
they fall in
you're
love with me and I'm like, ew.
No, yeah. I'm like
I'm like, ew, that's sick. Literally, like,
I feel like I was a 2-month dater. Like I'd date for you for 2 months and there was just enough time for them to be like, he's the one. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done here. Like I'm moving on.
oh my God, I'm choking on air.
Yeah. That's good. How am I supposed to breathe with no air?
It's the second favorite thing to choke on. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to put that in here. Oh my God. Can you cut
What's
that?
the first one? Tums?
Actually, I do have Tums in my bag. So, it's Tums. I have Tums and Tylenol if you need that.
Oh my God, that's good. So we're moving into our campfire story time segment where Luke and I are going to be roasting marshmallows over our very hot imaginary fire. Steamy. Or fake fire. And telling stories about when we were young. So for me, the reason the podcast is called Gay and Afraid is because when I was a young gay boy, I was not gay yet, but like, you know what I mean. I was like not gay yet, but I was there.
You're gay. You're okay.
It was brewing.
You're gay adjacent.
Yeah, gay leaning.
Gay leaning.
I was in between.
Yeah.
Something.
Something.
And well, I was a Boy Scout and I went to a Boy Scout camp and we were gathered around the fire and all the Boy Scouts looked at me and then Michael, I'm calling you out by name. And you're like, Michael goes, Eric, are you gay? And I'll literally never forget that moment because I was like, ah,
Gay
no!
fear.
Like,
The fear goes inside of you.
literally just so gay. And, just
Is that
so
what
gay
you
and
did?
afraid. I was like, no, not me. But I was so gay and afraid. I feel like every gay person kind of has that moment.
Yeah.
So do you have that moment or like?
I was like, everybody asked me if I was gay all the time. And I was like, no. how dare you ask me that? That is just, I can't believe you would even say that. And then I would like prance away. But like, I remember one time, and this is what stuck with me, and my mom like severely apologized for this. And like, my mom is like one of my biggest supporters now and stuff like that. But when we were younger, this show came on, and this is like imprinted into my brain, but a show came on, and there was a commercial that had two guys kissing really quick. And my mom was like, ugh, and changed the channel.
Oh my God.
And that was like imprinted in my brain.
It sticks with you.
Yeah, and that was when I was really young, and I grew up in a very Baptist conservative like household.
Yeah.
And so like I remember thinking like, oh my God, like if I ever were to tell my family I'm gay, they're gonna hate me.
Yeah.
And so that was like where that stuck with me. And my mom, like she to this day, if I like when we talk about that, she cries and cries and is like, oh my God, like I can't even believe myself, and like I just so sorry. And I'm like, no,
but it's so nice she's willing to apologize
God,
and like be real, like realize she was wrong, and
absolutely.
like, and also like she probably has no recollection of doing that.
She doesn't,
or like thinking that or feeling that way. Like the things that stick with us, people never remember, and I think it's so like Michael has no recollection of asking me if I was gay.
No.
And then I told my sister that it was like Michael who did it, and she goes, I thought he was gay. And I was like, he was diverting the attention.
Twist, yeah. Oh, that's
like,
that's a good strategy. I used to do that.
Oh yeah.
I would be like, they're gay.
Not
look at
me
him.
though.
Like not me.
But it's sweet. Like, so you're really close to your mom. Like,
yeah, I'm close with my. Yeah, I'm close.
That's
close
really nice. I'm so close with my mom, and like my grandpa was like almost a priest, and like I grew up going like Catholic church every Sunday, so I had like this fear that I'm like, okay, this isn't like I don't know how they'll react, but my grandma. I have this funny memory with my grandma. Like she knew I was gay, and she like loved me, and like I still talk. I play Words with Friends with my grandma like they love me so much. And I remember when I told my mom I was gay. I told both my parents at the same time. My mom was like, I was like, Mom, can I tell you something? She's like, do I need to get your dad? She knew exactly where I was going with it. I was crying already. She hadn't even, she was like, do I need to get your dad? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm gay. And she's like, well, I knew. She's like, I kind of assumed. And she wasn't even crying, but then I was crying, and then she started crying because I was crying.
Yeah.
But I remember my mom, the one thing she would say, she would never say like gay, but if I was acting like flamboyant, she'd be like, you're acting a little foo-foo. She would go up to foo-foo.
Oh my God.
And it was like not mean, and like I don't know, it wasn't
like that.
I don't know, and like, but I knew exactly what she was saying, you know. And I don't know, I've never even brought that up with her because it didn't like hurt me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my mom, like, she asked me if I was gay like so many times growing up, and I was like, absolutely not. And like, of course, because I wasn't ready to come out, but I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
Yeah, I feel like I knew I was gay in like probably middle school.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't accept it.
Yeah.
I was like in denial for the longest time.
So long. I was like, no, this can't be true. I like women. And then I'd be like, I'd have a girlfriend. Like I got a girlfriend, and I was like, don't touch me. Don't even look at me. Actually, I don't want to hang out with you. We're done.
Yeah, I had a lesbian girlfriend. I didn't know she was a lesbian, and I didn't know I was gay yet. So like,
well, that's a smart thing actually.
Yeah, but she looked lesbian, and I acted gay. So it was like everyone's like, oh, it's there goes the gays.
like they think they're fooling everybody, but
yeah, I don't know. Like, we kissed like 2 times, like pecks, like, and I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh.
You're like,
yeah.
It tastes.
Ew.
I don't even say what I'm thinking.
No, I don't even know. I don't even know where you're headed with that.
I know, me either.
But I just think that's so funny. Like, I think we like knew, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
We're like friends. Like,
yeah, you're like each other's little cover story, basically.
Yeah, she was my beard, my mustache.
Yeah, your beard. That's what it is.
My stubble.
Your stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people could still see through it a little bit.
Oh, people didn't even think it was there.
Yeah.
It was like prepubescent stubble. They couldn't tell.
Like one hair literally on his face.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being gay is young and growing up gay is like so like confusing.
It is.
When I got an iPod Touch, I would look up boys kissing.
Really?
All the time.
Oh.
Did you ever have an iPod Touch?
I did, but I never looked at boys kissing on there. I would do that on my computer.
See, I learned how to, my brother caught me looking up boys kissing.
Oh my God.
And then I got an iPod Touch, and I was like, this is my chance. Like, and I would look it up at night and be like, boys kissing. Like,
Oh my God.
Is that funny?
Yeah. My sister caught me once, very briefly. I don't think she remembers. I hope she doesn't remember. I've never talked to her about it, but
Yeah.
I was definitely looking up like more than boys kissing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, okay.
I was keeping it light, but like I was
yeah.
like, you know, I was looking up things.
Things. I know. I was very curious. I was just like, I wonder how things work. I must look it up a lot.
Okay, I have this really crazy memory of being in like elementary school and they showed us like the puberty video with like the animated wiener and like it's like a cartoon like about how it works and I was like
something's happening to me. I'm being transformed.
I was like, what is that, you guys? Oh my gosh.
I know, I would always pretend. I'd be like, well, because at that point I already knew what that was. Had you looked up stuff before that?
I don't think 5th grade I had.
Oh.
Like
that was 5th grade?
Yeah, 5th grade they did the puberty video. They were like, okay, you're going to go through puberty in middle school. Like, this is what you should expect.
Grade.
Oh, okay.
But I went to like a Christian private school for a very brief time until my dad left and took everything.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What?
I like to drop that dramatically.
That like really hit me hard. I was like, wait, what happened?
No, but like, well, no, he just left.
I'm sorry, that's crazy.
No, I just love to throw that out there because it always catches people off guard.
No, and like, that's the funny part. Like when I tell like straight people, they're like, "Are you gay?" They're like, they're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, I'm telling you this so you can laugh at it.
I know,
it's
like,
funny. Like,
it's funny. I think it's
now
hilarious.
it's funny. I can laugh at it now. Like,
yeah, it was like tragic at the time, I guess.
I was like spiraling at the time, but like now I'm like, okay, this is just something that happened that's funny that kind of stuck with me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be as fabulous, I don't think.
No, like I really do feel like we're culminations of everything that like everything really does happen for a reason. Like, it's the only reason you're in this chair is because of everything that's happened to you, or like what things you've done, the things you've experienced.
Yeah, literally.
Now it's time to listen to some ghosted stories. I asked my campers to submit some scary ghosted stories of a time where they were ghosted or ghosted someone, and me and Luke are going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 of how scary they are. Okay. Me and Luke are holding up flashlights for these scary ghosted stories. They're under our chins and they're illuminating us quite beautifully, I might say. I think really nice.
These are some nice. I'm not really a fluorescent light person as a gay, but
I don't think anybody's who's one person who looks good in fluorescent lighting? Cher can't look bad.
I know. I don't even know how she does it.
Well, it's just
money.
Yeah.
That's how she does it.
I don't think she has seen a fluorescent light in her whole life.
You're right, probably. That's probably why she looks so good.
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's go into the first. Okay, so the first one is, I was on a date and the guy kept nagging me. I left when he was in the bathroom.
Kept nagging you?
The date kept nagging them.
Oh.
So they left.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I say 10 out of 10.
I think that's a good one.
I
I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Heck, is it 10 out of 10 scary?
Be like
9
well,
out of...
how did you leave? Okay, when you're in the bathroom, did you crawl out a window? Because then it's like a 10 out of 10.
No, I think like they left while their date was in the bathroom.
Oh, well, the date was in the... Okay, I thought you meant like, I'm going to go to the bathroom and like crawls out the window.
That's how I leave parties though. I'm like, I'm going to the bathroom. Bye.
I know.
I'm not like...
Yeah.
Did you see there's like thing, if you like Irish goodbye, you save like a lot of time a year?
Really? I do that every time.
I like give them a hug and I'm like, are you leaving? I'm like, no, I just feel like hugging you. Wait,
yeah.
Like, bye.
I just feel like being really sweet and kind because I'm so nice.
Yeah.
And then like you sprint out of there.
I can't stay it. It's just too much for me.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't even say bye anymore. I can't even like do any gesture because they know the look on my face. I'm really bad at lying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm like, they're like, are you leaving? I'm like,
I feel like I'm usually really like good at lying.
Oh.
No, I'm just no. I'm not.
And action.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is, I ghosted this guy because he wore a top hat and I got the ick.
What do you even get?
If a guy showed up on a date
With a top hat? Like, honestly, I want to say I would ghost him, but then I'd kind of be like, let's go home. Like, I don't know. It's like a little mysterious.
No, not a top hat. Is he a magician?
Like, what does he have in there?
Is he Abraham Lincoln?
Does he have a big brain?
Does he have a rabbit?
I hope.
A top hat? Where would you even buy a top hat?
I know. Did they even make those anymore?
I don't know. They have to, right?
I don't know. Maybe it was a hand-me-down.
The
Maybe it was an
magic
heirloom.
store. I can't get over the
Maybe he's
Charlie Chaplin.
Maybe he's related to Abe Lincoln. Didn't he have a top hat?
Yeah. He had like a really tall top hat.
Yeah. Maybe he's
I just,
short,
like-
a short king, and wanted to be a little bit taller. So he's like, I'm gonna wear this hat, and nobody's gonna notice.
Why the hell would you wear it? I feel like this says a lot. It's like worse than a fedora.
Oh, 100%. I mean, fedora.
Did you have fedora era?
I did have a fedora.
I don't know why.
era.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but I see that for you.
Like a fedora. You saw me in a fedora era. Okay,
No, I just feel
I know,
like-
but I did have a fedora era, and I do wear this one hat whenever I go on a boat. It's the same white hat, and I still wear it. It's not a fedora though. It's kind of like fedora, like adjacent.
Is it like a sun hat? More of a
Yeah,
sun
it's more of a
hat?
sun
Well,
hat.
on a boat, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like I'm not like going to like the store.
My friend would go to the mall in a fedora, and he'd wear it crooked,
Crime,
and I would hang out with him. It's
police,
really sad for me.
wee woo.
Wee woo.
Like, I'm literally calling them right now.
No, you should.
I should.
Okay, the next submission is a guy told me he was 5'2" and I ghosted him immediately. Okay, so I actually have a funny story about this. Okay, so on Grindr, you can put your height. Like you put your height on the app.
Yeah.
And if you scroll up for 2 seconds, you could see how tall I was. And people would ask me, how tall are you? And I'd be like, I'm 5'1". And they'd block me. And I'd get blocked. I got blocked so many times. I was like, I was joking. Like, you didn't even look at my profile.
You can't even like me.
You can't even like read. Literally, like you can't read.
Well, that's like weeding them out for you, because if they can't even freaking read, then they're not gonna have any good communication skills.
I'm 5'1", and then I'd get blocked.
Wow, it's rough out there. I didn't
It's
realize
rough
that.
out there in Texas. They didn't play.
Texas didn't play.
They didn't play.
In Texas.
How scary do you think that was, though? Of blocking someone for being 5'2"? Well, how tall? It depends on the height. Like, no, I feel like
Well,
that's,
how tall is the person? Because if like the person's like
I feel like-
6'2" and like something like,
also, I feel like if this is, I don't know if this is bad to say, but if you're a girl and you're like 5'10", and you don't want a guy that's 5'2",
no,
like,
because
that-
like then in heels you're like, I mean you're literally towering over.
Yeah.
I mean
but like, I mean, like that doesn't have to be a bad
that'd be kind of
thing.
like a sleigh.
That'd be kind of
honestly,
cute.
yeah.
But I think like, I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for. But maybe you just don't like short kings.
I know. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. But
I think Kim K is 5'2".
you know what? Ariana Grande is like.
In my head, Ariana Grande is 8 feet tall.
Thank you. Thank you. I know. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know if it's her ponytail or what, but I'm like, she's so tall. But like, then you see her, Lady
Yeah.
Gaga.
Okay, I need to see her in real life.
I saw her in concert, and I
I didn't go to the concert because it was in New Jersey, and I regret it so much.
I went to the one in Miami, and it got rained out, so we missed like the last 5
That's
songs.
so. Oh, wasn't it like a storm?
It was a really bad storm.
I think I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sat there and waited for like 3 hours, hoping she'd come back on, but it was fine.
That's so sad.
It's okay. You know what?
Was it because of the lightning, right?
Yeah, it was really bad storm. Came out of nowhere.
That's so
God
sad.
was like, or whatever's up there, Lady Gaga's parent.
She was mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was mad up there.
Yeah, she was mad up there. Usually I just say Lady Gaga is like, I'm like, oh, prayers to Lady Gaga, but I was actually seeing her, so then I was like,
Yeah.
wait, who's above Lady Gaga? I don't know.
Okay. So the next, sorry, like, the next one is like a little story time. So this one says, I was talking to a guy and we made plans to meet up, but forgot to say what time. I texted him the day that we were going to meet, but he didn't answer, so I assumed he ghosted. The weird part is, one of my friends made a joke about him dying, so I went on Google, and that's when I saw an article saying the guy his age died in a car accident the day we were supposed to meet. The article didn't say his name, so it's still a mystery to me. He seemed really into me, so I still don't know if he died or if I just got ghosted.
Well, it's kind of like the same
Oh,
thing.
no.
Right? It's that he literally ghosted you.
Oh, yeah, he's like a ghost.
Like he's like a ghost now. I'm not laughing about that.
My flashlight died.
Oh my God.
So now I'm holding up a Instagram face light. How would you describe this?
I don't know.
I look really pretty.
You can't even tell it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really casual.
It's very natural. It's definitely not the size of a phone itself.
And it's like on my phone. It's
Yeah,
like
so
clipped onto my phone.
It's like it's like another phone attached to your phone. It actually is a little bit like, I feel like it's a little bit bigger than your phone.
No, it's like she's slim.
Oh, okay.
She's
Now
like
that you-
slender,
yeah,
like
she's slim and slender.
like like me, like me. Okay. Okay, the next one is, I ghosted a guy because he was so sweet to me that I felt like I didn't deserve him. 1 out of 10. That's a terrible
Yeah.
reason to ghost someone.
Yeah.
Unless you're a terrible person.
You feel like she didn't deserve him, or
She
they
didn't-
didn't, or is it? Yeah.
like the guy was so sweet
Yeah.
that they didn't deserve him.
There has to be a different issue.
I feel like
there.
you need a therapist.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you can't take love.
I know. Like, honey, let's work on that.
What's that terrible quote? It's like, we accept the love that we think we deserve. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but can you say that again?
We accept the love that we think we deserve.
I slay.
No, that's a real quote. I swear.
Is.
Like, I swear to God.
Okay, we'll see who. Yeah, I give that like a 1 out
A
of
1. I was like, that's a terrible reason to go. So 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1. 1 out of 10 scaries? I don't know. The last one is, I was dating a guy who always wore hats, and on the 4th day, I found out he was bald, so I ghosted him. Oh. Wait, no. Boo.
Aww.
Yeah, you need to leave. Like,
well, she did.
No, I just feel like that's a bad reason. I mean, like, I don't know. Just because the guy is bald, would you date? Would you?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't ghost him. I like.
You would date a guy who's bald.
Yeah, like if they.
I don't like.
I don't really.
I do think like I have enough hair for the both of us.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm gonna say. Like if you're bald, I have enough hair for the both of us.
Yeah,
Like it's
that's
okay.
fine.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bad reason.
I agree. That's a bad reason to ghost someone. I mean,
maybe you just like if you don't
if you don't vibe with them, like
that's fine.
Yeah, but like,
if the bald really like,
I know. Obviously, you vibed with them because you went on 4 dates.
yeah.
I mean, it should have been
How
like the
bald?
first date that he wore a hat.
Like how bald?
Like how? I mean, is it like full-fledged bald?
Like if he was full-fledged
like
bald,
Mr. Clean,
you would have known because there would be no hair.
Yeah, exactly. On the
but
side.
he was just probably had wisps.
Yeah.
I have a friend. He's straight. So sad.
Try-
But I have a friend. He's straight, and he's like, I'm not talking trash about him, but he was like so young, and he's like 25, and he just like balding like so thin at the top.
Yeah.
So he finally went like full bald, and I just feel like I don't know. I think he looks hotter. Well, he also got really fit and went bald. He's like, if I'm gonna be bald, I have to be hot. And I was like, okay, that's good. Like,
it's like a
he's
little
like
trade-off. Yeah.
Like, I think he's like a big guy, so I'm like, he always is like attractive. Yeah. You know, like, but like,
so big.
Sorry. Sorry. No, it's good. But no, I'm like, 25 is so, like, he was 24, 25 when I met him, and he was balding, like, thin, and it's getting worse. And I'm like, that's really sad. Like, wait, get a wig.
Get a wig. Or like, I'm definitely gonna get a hair transplant at one point in my life.
I would, like, if I was going bald, I'd get hair plugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it. I'm like gonna go get it. You take a little trip down to like Turkey.
Have you seen when they glue the hairpiece on the top?
Oh my
of the head?
god, yes.
I kind of want that just for fun.
Same. Like I'm not kidding you. There's a beauty plate, a beauty. I don't even know, like a salon. I don't know why I didn't think of salon. I'm like a beauty stand. I don't what. There's a salon right next to my house that literally does it, and I'm like so tempted to go there and be like, can you install a wig for me? And like, but I want like luscious locks.
Oh, I want like a Fabio do like in the wind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm growing my hair out right now.
It looks really good. It looks very healthy.
When I get to a bob, this is the things that I get from when you bitches
on.
I'm gonna die.
The look.
The barb jumps out.
I'm sorry. Where am I?
Shaking my head.
What
like,
happened?
I just think it's so funny. Like, have you there been videos of, like girls have bobs and they're like,
I know.
just moving that
I
thing.
know.
It's moving.
I
Like,
know. It's moved. That thing is thangin'.
I think we're out of time for this episode. I'm gonna turn my light off. Thank you, Luke, for joining me today. I want to give you the stage to promote anything you might want to promote. Perhaps some Dump His Ass merch that is coming out.
Yes. My Dump His Ass merch. You can find that on my socials, which is at Luke Franchina, on every platform. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Woo! Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Rico Taquito. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, please do not. You can also send more stories for the Ghosted Stories segment if you'd like to. Well, we did it, campers. We made it through another episode. I hope you loved it as much as we did. And if you did, please make sure to come back next week for another episode. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review Gay and Afraid wherever you get your podcast, and subscribe to the Past Your Bedtime channel on YouTube for full video episodes. We'll see you next week, okay? Bye. Love you. Have a beautiful day.